What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster. No one the only time city, and get ready for another episode. I know it's been quite a while, actually. It's actually been way too long since the last episode, and you might be asking, why is that? Well, the best reasoning I have, or I guess you could call excuse, I don't know, is actually that I've been working on a collaboration with Shadow Phoenix. If you haven't checked him out, go check him out. I've been working on a project in his park. I've been making a Mystery Mine type ride for his park, and hopefully I might be able to actually have some cinematic videos for you on that project. I just actually finished it, so now Time City is going to be the main focus from now on, and actually getting this done. So anyways, you're going to be seeing two parts of this episode. First part, we actually work on the dark ride and the sci-fi section area. And then the second part of the video, we actually go in and work on the Jurassic section some more, which could be a little bit of an interesting. Well, didn't you finish the Jurassic section? Not really, actually. There's still a lot that touching up and stuff that we have to do in the Jurassic section, and the reason why I'm going back to the Jurassic section right now is because I want to completely finish it. That way, if we roll around to May 18th for the opening, I will for sure have a section or two complete. That's what I want to have, is to make sure that I do have a few sections that will for sure be completed by time the opening of the park. So I did make the announcement on the Discord actually that this park will open up on May 18th, at least with 2 sections open. So there could be a possibility not all 4 sections might be open by opening day, but you could almost think of it as kind of a soft opening. So they're opening up the parts that they do have done, and they are going to open up the other sections at a later date. As of right now, I really want to make sure I get, for sure, is that even a thing? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm saying. I do want to make sure that I have the Jurassic section open and completely done for sure. And the other section I want to look to have done is the Apocalypse section. Those are going to be the 2 sections for sure opening by May 18th. If they're not, then that's going to be on me. So for sure, we're going to be working on Time City almost pretty much every single stream from now on. Now that I have my mock hypercoaster project done, I have the Mystery Mine type ride in Silverwood done, which is Shadow Phoenix's park, and now I can focus completely on Time City for sure. And if I have time while I'm working in Time City, I can go work on the custom scenario that you guys have been wanting me to complete as well. Those are the 2 main projects I have going on. We'll also have an episode of Rustic City to finish up that park as well here fairly soon. So we got a couple projects that have been coming to an end that we're completing. So I'm very excited to get those projects done and complete. That way I don't have to worry about them anymore. I don't want to make it sound like, I don't care about them, but like that way I'm down to, kind of like my main project, and I don't have to work, so I don't feel like I have to work on anything else besides what I have right now, which is of course Time City. Now, I have huge plans in the future, huge plans. When I am completed with Time City and everything, I am going to focus, my main project is going to actually switch over to the Silver Star City recreation. And this is something I've really been passionate about lately and really want to get back up on the channel, is the Silver Star City recreation. I know you guys love this, and a lot of you guys found my channel from that series. Now, I'm going to bring it back in full swing, and it's going to be my main become my main project after Time City has been complete. I'm actually going to take a break from new parks for a while and work on my recreation of SDC, because that is a project that I really, really want to do and get completed. Actually, it's going to be one of the best series, if not the best recreation series of all time on Planet Coaster. it's going to be the recreation that I'm going to go hardcore on, that will probably never end. I'm going to update it all the time, and it's going to be a very important recreation. And the good thing is I know all the back stage areas very well, and I can get any reference photos I need pretty much whenever I want, which is a good thing as well. So once I get those reference photos and everything's just going to be fantastic. So pretty much what I've been working on here, you saw that I was working on the dark ride on that tunnel, just making some cool effects for that. And now I'm working on filling in and updating a lot of the rest of the sci-fi section, or the futuristic area, the entire area as a whole. I need to finish up and get kind of more in a completed state. So these next couple episodes, you're going to see that I'm going to be away from the sci-fi section, starting on the second half of this video, actually. You're going to see that because I'm going to be trying and finish up some of the other areas. You know, it's just kind of been in that way. So as you can see, I even go over here to the Roman section a little bit and just make this pathway so I can have the time portal actually connected, because the Roman section is actually going to be part of that area over there as well. So you can see how that, and the Apocalypse section, I have a lot of area still to work with over there at the same time. So that's going to be some interesting developments that's going to be going on over there and going into some of these sections. So there's a lot to do and so little time. We're actually closing in on the end of March and about to head into April. I have barely over a month left, about a month and a half actually left to get this park open. And realistically speaking, I don't think I'm going to get the entire park done by then, for sure. So that's why I kind of want to try and open up part of the park. I think that would actually be a good idea to get part of the park open. At least, you know, from a realistic standpoint, that's how it is. You know how I like to stay realistic to how the park's, you know, park opening and stuff. It's going to have like a little soft opening at the very least. So that's what I want to try and focus on, is get some of the sections done. The entrance area has to be done. The parking lot has to be done. The Jurassic section has to be done, and the Apocalypse section has to be done. That's what you're going to be seeing over the next month and a half, for sure. And then if I have time, I might be able to get 3 sections completely open. Maybe I can get the Roman section fully completed by that time as well. And the kind of biggest goal is maybe I can have the entire, all 4 sections open, maybe just minus the dark ride of the sci-fi section. That might be, you know, kind of the furthest I feel like I would ever get. I don't think I'll get the entire park done by May 18th, though. I want to remain hopeful that I might, but, you know, there's still that huge possibility that most likely won't. So, but, you know, just trying to fill in with a lot of trees and everything is what I'm trying to work on. And the functionality of this parking lot is important as well. So there's another parking lot section that I kind of want to add before the parking lot's kind of complete. The parking lot shouldn't take too long. It shouldn't be more than a dedicated episode to it, I don't think. So we'll see kind of where that ends up in the end, but I think it won't take that long. The entrance area might take an episode or 2, maybe at the most. The Jurassic section I worked on for the next episode, which I've already been working on the next episode for, so that's actually coming together. It shouldn't take too long. I pretty much have the Jurassic section done as of this recording, because I actually have been working on it since after this episode as well. So the Jurassic section is almost completely done. I think the Apocalypse section is going to take the most amount of time because there's still a lot of empty land I have to work on in that area. So anyways, this is about the last footage you'll see of the sci-fi section for a while, probably. So hopefully we'll be back into it very, very soon. If you guys have been enjoying the sci-fi section, thank you so much for all the support you had, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying everything that it's been bringing. So slowly but surely, we're getting all these trees in here and finishing up the entire park. So altogether, it will be fantastic, and we are about to warp into the the Jurassic section here right now. So here we are in the Jurassic section. The first things first I wanted to kind of address is get this restaurant enclosed and finished. So this kind of took some time for the roofing because I wanted to create a wooden roof rather than, you know, obviously you can't have like a this roof is too modern. It's not Jurassic, so I had to make it wooden. So I've been wanting to do some pitched roofs, some, you know, slanted roofs with some wooden pieces, and this kind of took some time to get right, because at first I was like, oh, I'll just do it all the way around, but then I realized, you know, that it would be faster if I just made like a preset piece that I could put all the way around, and I always think of that last for some reason. I ended up actually scrapping the way this is looking right now with the top pieces up there. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use, in the end, I decided just to use the black wooden pieces. I thought they kind of turned out a little bit better. So I decided to go with those and for the entire thing. That's why you see me delete those wooden pieces that I did have going. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do this. And then I was like, you know what, actually, I'm just going to make a preset piece. You know, that would make my life a little bit easier. The corner pieces were probably the hardest to actually accomplish and get completed for the most part. So those were the hardest, but, you know, that's what I get for making it really hard, because, you know, I had to get those tight small pieces, and the corners were kind of the really tough parts to get in. So it just took some time to, and you know, kind of messing around with to kind of get it in an area that I felt a little more comfortable with. So again, being in the Jurassic section, it's hard to, theming wise is really hard because you don't really have buildings back then, so you got to kind of be a little creative. You know, everything has to be, you know, for sure kind of made out of wood and stuff like that, so you can't really go in and expect to just do whatever building. You know, you gotta kind of be a little creative with it, and I think these worked out pretty decent for what it is, so I'm pretty happy with them. And the restaurant actually turned out pretty good exterior wise, and you know, these buildings in the Jurassic section aren't going to be very detailed, so spending time on, like, say, this kind of roof kind of works and for this kind of thing. So just kind of, you know, just took us some time, but it was kind of worth it. And then the inside pieces here, I was just like, you know, I'm just going to copy and push these forward. I only had like I think 3 of them, so there wasn't much sense of making a preset piece on that. So I decided to just kind of do it all by hand for each and every one, because you know, there wasn't that many, and it was actually pretty simple and pretty quick and easy. It didn't take super long. And then, of course, I wanted to add a little bit more of some exterior design here that just, you know, add to it. You know, just mainly wood. As long as I used wood pieces, I felt like I was good, and it actually turned out really, really nice in the end for that particular thing. So, yeah, this restaurant ended up turning out a lot better than I was actually expecting. So, I'm actually pretty happy with it. So. So you're, again, the next couple episodes, you're probably going to see the Jurassic section quite a bit, and going into that, we're probably going to go into the entrance area / parking lot is another important section that we need to work on as well, and get all that. So I realized this windy queue line I had held off for so long, and never actually ended up building it. So I was like, okay, I gotta go in and finish up this railing. I knew it was gonna be kind of a pain in the butt with the way the railings were, because they weren't the shortest pieces to work with, so it was kind of hard to get around the queue line in a certain manner. So after I got done with the first side, I was like, yay, and then I was like, man, I still got to do the other side as well. It was a pain for sure getting all that. And then, of course, I wanted to do some curbs for the entire area as well, make sure all the curbs are done for the fencing and the pathing itself. You don't want to leave them just open. You know, curbs are kind of very important, nice important detail that a lot of people, you know, might forget to put in. So I wanted to make sure I had those for sure. And so I don't know if I remember if I did curbs for those fences. I don't think I did, but I did for many of the paths around all these like little planter areas for sure, because I want to get all those. I wanted to make sure I get all those done, and I also did a fence around the path backside. Instead of making more buildings, you know, I was like, I'm just gonna leave it open for more expansion and in the end. So like I left room for expansion in this park, that way if I want to add stuff, you know, for each season, you know, I'm going to be adding something new each season to the park. I want to make sure I know, yeah, I have some room to work with. You know, I didn't want to make it enclosed too much. I wanted to make sure there was plenty of space to work with overall. So that's why I kind of want to create some blank spaces, if you could say, are definitely important. So yeah, I wanted to do a lot of curbs as well. So the curbs just kind of give that path, always makes it look a little bit more completed, in a sense, in my opinion. And I like, it just has a nice look to it. And I like using these wooden pieces for the curbs for the Jurassic section, just work very, very well. And they have a very clean look to them, I think, as well. So just as you're walking around the paths, it's a nice little touch, I think, to make it look that much better. So this is the fence I was talking about that just wraps around here. We could end up making more buildings later down the line in this area for something. You never know. But I kind of like this fence for the Jurassic section as well. It works kind of well. I mean, it's more of the, you know, the construction fence is what I use it on, but you know, it actually works well here just as a normal fence in general. And you know, if I ever do some construction areas over here, I can just leave it up and it works, you know, just fairly the same. So I have no issues with using it here, and it actually blended in decently well, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. So yeah, anyways, you know, after a year plus of working in this park, I just kept thinking like, geez, I feel like I could have got a lot more done. But at the same time, I'm still proud of what I have created overall. And going back to the Jurassic section just made me realize, you know, man, I have gotten better at building since I started this park in general. You know, I'm looking at some of my old buildings that I built even in this park, and I'm like, man, you know, I've improved since then. Even, you know, it's been a whole year, obviously, since we've actually been in the Jurassic section technically. So it's kind of refreshing to be back in here and finishing up, doing some finishing touches on it and getting it in a more completed state. Once we get in the next episode, we actually work on the other side of the Jurassic area, where Raptor Run is and all those buildings over there. I actually work on that section in the next episode, and we actually complete a lot of the stuff that I was missing in the queue line of Raptor Run and stuff like that. So if you may have noticed already that I actually deleted the tunnel that the monorail first started on, and I'm actually going to go without it here for now and just use it without it. I think the tunnel was a decent idea that I had, but it didn't form the way I was hoping. So and if I was to do it, I'd probably do it for the entire monorail, and I just don't think it will fit very well, or, you know, go together very well with the entire park. So I decided to go without the enclosed monorail and just leave it open for now. And I feel like if I was to have effects, it would actually be in the monorail screens and stuff, you know, and that's how it actually would be, I think, in real life. You know, instead of making a tunnel, there would actually be like screens instead of windows, there'd be screens that, you know, would simulate kind of like a time travel effects and stuff. I think that would, in the end, kind of purposely what it would be, you know, what that would actually turn out to be, you know. So anyways, so we just kind of, I just wanted to get a lot of foliage and shrubbery and everything blended well together after, you know, removing that tunnel, and make it look more natural and look pretty good. So But anyways, that's about it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. And I'm excited to be back in the Jurassic section, and we'll have a very episode coming a lot sooner rather than later. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, again, have a great day, cooler tomorrow. See you guys in the very next episode. Thanks so much, and goodbye.